George Washington is an American statesman and politician, the first popularly elected President of the United States of America, one of the founding fathers of the United States, Commander-in-Chief of the Continental Army, a participant in the War of Independence and the creator of the American Institute of the Presidency. Famous statements of George Washington. The turning points of life are not great moments. Real crises are often hidden behind events so trivial in appearance that they go unnoticed. Worry is the interest paid by those who borrow trouble. Death, the abyss from which the traveler is not allowed to return. 99% of failures come from people who justify themselves. Associate with worthy people if your reputation is dear to you, for it is better to be alone than in bad company. Do not rejoice in the misfortune of another, even if he is your enemy. Human happiness and moral duty are inextricably linked. I believe that knowledge of books is the foundation on which other knowledge should be built. It's better to have no excuse than a bad one. Happiness depends more on the internal structure of a person's own mind than on the outside world. Having completed the work entrusted to me, I am retiring from the Bolshoi theater of action and tenderly bidding farewell to this authoritative body, on whose orders I have been acting for so long. I offer my commission here and say goodbye to all the pursuits of public life. I hope that I will have enough firmness and virtue to preserve what I consider the most enviable of all titles, the character of an honest man. It's better to be alone than in bad company. My first wish is to see how this plague of humanity, war, is banished from the earth. Nothing deserves your patronage more than the promotion of science and literature. Knowledge in every country is the most reliable foundation of public happiness. Perseverance and spirit have worked wonders in all ages. Religion is as necessary for reason as reason is for religion. One cannot exist without the other. True friendship is a plant of slow growth, and it must pass and withstand the blows of adversity before it gets the right to be called. A subtle acquaintance with the world should convince every person that actions, not words, are the true criterion for the affection of friends. Few people have the virtue to stand up to the highest bidder. Gentlemen, you will allow me to put on glasses, because I have not only turned gray, but I have almost gone blind in the service of my country. My observation is that whenever it is found that one person is suitable to perform a duty, it is worse performed by two people and almost not performed at all if three or more are used for this. The more complex the conflict, the greater the triumph. To persistently fulfill one's duty and remain silent is the best response to slander. We should consult our means, not our desires. Be polite to all, but intimate with a few and let them be well tested before you trust them. Encouraging literature and art is the duty of every good citizen to his country. I'd rather die standing than live on my knees. In my opinion, no punishment is too great for a person who can build his greatness on the ruins of his country. Laws passed by common consent should not be flouted by individuals. The fact that you accuse another of being innocent yourself, for example, is more common than the commandments. The main goal should be to teach our youth the science of management. There is nothing more capable of securing peace than being well prepared to face the enemy. Decision-making, like coffee, requires cooling. I adhere to the maxim, applicable no less to public than to personal matters, that honesty is always the best policy. I hope someday to see America among the advanced nations of justice and liberalism. I hope that one day we will become a storehouse and granary for the whole world. I do not know of any occupation in which it would be possible to provide any country with more real and important services than by improving their agriculture, breeding useful animals, and other branches of the economy. Worries. My mother was the most beautiful woman I have ever seen. Everything I owe to my mother. I attribute my success in life to the moral, intellectual, and physical education I received from her. Real men despise battle, but they will never run away from it. Someday, following the example of the United States of America, the United States of Europe will appear. The Constitution is a guide that I will never give up. The violent population of big cities always causes fear. Their indiscriminate violence overthrows the entire state power for a time, and its consequences are sometimes extensive and terrible. Absolutely necessary, so that I have people who can think for me and also carry out orders. Be polite to everyone, but be close to a few, and let these few be well tested before you trust them. Citizens by birth or by choice of a common country, this country has the right to focus your feelings. For I love to indulge in the contemplation of human nature in a progressive state of improvement and reclamation, and if this idea were not considered illusory and chimerical, I could hope with love. If, to please the people, we offer something that we do not approve of, then how can we then defend our work? Let's raise the bar to which the wise and honest can approach. The rest is in God's hands. It would be considered unfair and unreasonable jealousy to deprive a person of his natural freedom, on the grounds that he can abuse it. Nothing can be more harmful to the service than the neglect of discipline, for this discipline, more than quantity, gives one army superiority over another. Therefore, let's encourage each other and show the whole world that a free man fighting for freedom on his territory is superior to any slave mercenary on earth. We should not look back, except to learn useful lessons from past mistakes and in order to benefit from expensively purchased experience.